accent. I hear some bass vibrating. I think you have some minority somewhere.
Really? I can't hear anything. Hold on.
It stopped already. I heard
I can't hear anything.
It was like,
it's the cars, though. You can hear all the cars coming through here. Somebody here has a Porsche, like a legit Porsche, and they're just like, wow. And I'm like, wow, what do? You do not fit in the neighborhood.
Hey, man, maybe they're like the guy who vests in stocks. That's what me and my buddy are doing. We're on Zoom, and he's like, hey, man, you know what we should do? I was like, what? Because we're texting what? Because we're looking at the camera, but also, you know, you can be doing whatever.
For work? Like at work you're doing this?
Well, we're on Zoom. He's at home and I'm at home. So, you know, but while we're on there, because, you know, you're just looking at the camera and you can be like doing it. You can be jacking off on the table, whatever. You can be doing whatever you're into.
He's like, look at me, Ruben.
It's like, give me a strong eye.
Oh.
Give me the people's eye, or, you know, whatever you're into.
Some people try too hard.
Dude, that hoe has issues.
Yeah.
Like, not issues that are attractive. You know, sometimes you're like, oh man, she got daddy issues. Oh man, she has that, like, she might stab me in the middle of the night. You're like, oh yeah, I'm into that.
Like, she's the type though.
She just has, like, she's doing cocaine issues.
She looks to me like the type of person that has the type of issues where, like, if she thinks that you sent a DM to a chick, just thinks she did, like, she's sliding her scrotum across that line that seams it up.
Yeah, man, it's too much. It's too many issues. Like, Black Mystery Girl's mom was telling me, I guess their neighbor across the street, right, has like, and Black Mystery Girl was also telling me too, so a lady across the street has X amount of kids, maybe.
Like a good solid number, like 2 or like a dozen?
No, like a dozen.
Oh.
Like a puppy. Like a dozen.
Like her own?
Sure.
Or
okay.
are they adopted?
No, they're hers.
Because that means she just...
No.
Six of them?
All right, let me emphasize the story. Nobody in this story believes in pulling out. They don't even know what that is. They don't know what a condom is. Not like I believe in not pulling out. Like, I know I should use other protection. I just don't do it. These people just never heard of it.
Okay.
All right. So she's, you know, like, I'm not moving.
Emma's like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys just sitting here talking? You want to say something, Emma? Here.
So
No.
I've seen a porn like this before.
She's like, why is that smell bad?
And so I guess she met this new dude, and he also has like 4 kids. So now there's like just 8 kids roaming around here. But anyways, long part of the story, I'm going to cut it down. She has some issues besides all the kids. Because I guess he's like, oh, I got to go drop the kids off at the baby mama's house. Because, you know, that's what you do. She was like, well, can I go with you? He was like, nope. And she was like, oh, I'm so offended. I can't believe you told me no. I'm going to put all your shit in a box. Here it is. And she did that. And he had to sleep in his car.
But, you know, in that dude's defense, you know, he did that because she was going to go crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, she's going to see that chick and she's going to give her the thing that women do. That all women never want to admit they do, by the way. Like, a girl walks in and when she feels threatened by some other girl's looks or style or whatever, they come in and they do this thing where they're like, You know what look comes with that sound? It's like, It's like a judgy, lips are pierced together. They're looking kind of down and then they look down and up while not moving their head. You know what I'm saying? It's that look. Women do that. They get all judgy. They're like,
Yeah.
Well, is this the one you were giving me for me, huh? Is that what you were into before you got into all this class?
You know, that's what they all do. That's what they all do. Which Black Master Girl was just giving me shit because I didn't notice, but I do follow like all my exes on Facebook.
Red flag, dog.
I'm never on Facebook.
Red flag.
But the last one I met before,
rolling their eyes right now.
No, but the last one I met before her, like they really want everybody to be in their business. So they're those people who are like, oh, I'm doing this, and like they like have the notification that goes off like every second, every time they post something, and so that keeps like popping up all the time. And I'm like, and so she grabbed my phone for whatever reason and was like, "Oh, you know what this hoe doing, huh?" And I'm like, no, I always move those things across, like swipe those things across, because like I don't care what this hoe is doing. Like,
what is your logic behind following all the exes?
Because I'm never on Facebook, and then at the time I had followed them, and then I'm just never on Facebook, and now I'm barely on there as it is.
I mean, you are never on Facebook. I sent you one thing once, and I don't think you ever replied to it.
No, I think you sent me one thing maybe 3 weeks ago, and then it was like, "Oh, you got to use messengers for this." And I was like,
I'm not gonna.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's gonna be worth it. It better be real funny. And then I was like, it's probably not that funny. He'll tell me when he sees me. He'll have to show me because
I'll show you. What was it? I don't even remember anymore.
Yeah, because I was like, it's too much work, and just yeah. So it was like, I never noticed that. I was like,
oh yeah, I think it was that Trunks, the samurai Trunks.
Yeah.
I sent you already. But yeah, it's dude, the only reason I use Facebook for now is selling and buying Z parts. That's it.
So I think, son. So I think, and but yeah, man. So I was like, dang, it's a lot of hoes on there. She was giving me shit too. She's like, oh, that hoe or that baby looks like you. That's your baby. That's not my baby. First thing, it's white. She's like, it's bald headed just like you. It's like, it's a baby.
Is that how she talks to you?
Yeah.
It's bald headed just like you.
It's like, I was like, that's how babies are. They're bald headed. Like, why? How else are they supposed to be? I don't know. Like, what kind of baby comes out?
She wants to have like a mullet.
Yeah, she wants to have stylized hair. Like it's a me.
Wants to have that that rooster hair.
Yeah, like it's
straight out the gate.
Yeah, like it's a me. You know, on when you're making a me on Wii Bowling, you can make the different hairstyles.
Oh, that's right.
You just make it come out like that. Like,
dude, was the Wii the most successful system they've had since?
Like the Super Nintendo? Yeah.
Because what do you have? The Switch. Has the Switch been as popular?
It's pretty popular.
More than the Wii?
I mean, it's sold out everywhere.
But that's because we're in Ronaville. Everybody's looking to get into video games right now.
Like even before that, it was kind of sold out.
Really?
Like it was sold out in December.
Speaking while we're on video games, what do you think about the PS5?
Everybody's giving a shit about how it looks. I think I like how it looks.
I like the way it looks. I think the non-digital or the digital exclusive one, the one that's only for digital games.
Well, Max kept saying he's like, it has the ass. He's like, I want the one with the ass. So me and Rachel are like, she's like, all right, you get the one with the butt, and I'll get the one without the butt.
Why are you guys gonna buy two of them?
Because we have money now. We can do it. She's like, all right, so I'm gonna get the one with the butt. She's like, you get the one without the butt.
The butt's the one with the disc drive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
She's like, I'm gonna get the one with the butt so I can play my games while you're still over there downloading your 5,000 megabit game. And I was like, yeah, when you're downloading games on there, it's gonna take.
Well, my
3
thing
days.
is, if you're downloading a game on there, like how much storage space are you adding to the digital only one to be able to justify that? Because if you're doing, I mean, I don't download games, but every time you buy a game now, it wants you to download updates.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hardly ever play Call of Duty, but every time I try to play, it's like, oh no, I can't play because I have 3 gigs of downloads that I have to do now. And so that in itself fills up your Xbox right away.
Mm-hmm.
And so what are they going to do with the digital only, which means you have to download the full game onto it, which means it's got to have 2 or 3 terabytes of data, right?
I just showed you that when I was downloading that game, it's for the PS4. It's an old game. It's a 2017 game. So, and it took 12 hours.
Dude, what kind of shit internet do you have?
It's not good, man. It's not good.
Wow.
So, before it said it was going to
take
take 24.
You even watch Netflix? You have better internet on your phone.
It gets this. We have like 12 megs.
I don't know what I have, to be honest with you, but that's crazy.
Like, it gets it does what it needs to do.
I just wonder how they're going to justify that, unless they figure out a way where you buy the game and most of it is on a cloud somewhere, and you just save a certain amount of it to your hard drive. I don't know. That to me is crazy.
But I wasn't I wasn't like super impressed. I was also kind of hoping for a price. So I was like, oh, they'll say the price at the end when they show the whole thing. And it was like, here it is. And I was like, oh, you can give me a date or a price? Or
Yeah, I think somewhere there was a supposed leak.
Yeah.
For a European price, where it was like 500 euros for the CD version and 350 for the other one or something.
Yeah, Rich was saying that they leaked on Amazon too or something like that.
Yeah, that's the one.
It was right around there too. And I was like, oh.
I mean, you got to expect to pay $500.
Yeah,
you have to expect.
I was thinking it was gonna be 700.
No, so I would not pay that much.
I wasn't gonna pay that much. I was like, I'm doing like 5, 6 maybe.
Unless something comes out that I need to play, like I'm not buying.
Well, that was the thing. It was they didn't have like the big game. I was like, oh yeah.
There's no games that I wanted.
I was like, oh cool, a new Spider-Man one. And then after that, I was like, oh, awesome, Ratchet and Clank. Now, if they would have had Ape Escape remastered, I would have been like...
Ape Escape remastered would be hype.
So do I start standing in line now? Or like, where do I go?
Ape Escape would bring me back.
Do you want my first child? Like, what do you want? What do you need from me? But like, there wasn't no big game that I was like, oh, okay.
They would need to revamp some classics that I really liked for me to get the new one.
For a second there, I thought it was going to be Jet Moto when they had that like car one.
That was Mazda, like or the Gran Turismo.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, but there was like nothing big.
There's nothing big. Nothing big.
I mean, there's that like Dark Souls one, but that's like a very hardcore gamer thing.
Dude, that's like Neo. It's like I like Neo, but if Neo was not Neo, like okay, Neo is essentially kind of like a Dark Souls,
but it's samurai stuff.
But that's why I'm there.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why I'm not into samurai shit and fighting demons and shit. If it was knights and devils or something, I don't care. I don't care. So far, nothing's bringing me to it. And as I get older, dude, it's hard to invest hours and hours into games. I have yet to beat Neo 2. My fingers busted up. But I have yet to play Neo 2. I have yet to beat it. So the thing I'm gravitating more towards now is games that I could just pick up and go, like I wouldn't mind if Nintendo wasn't such a Nazi with the way they do things. I wouldn't mind picking up a Switch and getting Mario Maker and then just playing levels that people make, because that's pretty cool.
They do that crazy stuff where it's like they have nothing but like those big crazy things going through there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Some of the levels that those people come up with are crazy. But my whole thing is like, it'd be nice for me to just pick up a game and just play a level or two and then just be done. Versus like Neo, dude, you got people that have invested hundreds of hours into that game.
That's why I was just downloading, because I needed something to play while I'm doing Zoom. So I was like, oh, I'm going to play, because I watch people talk about wrestling. And they're like, oh, use our promo code and you'll get like some random stuff, and it said what's it? It's called like the Raid or whatever, where you're like
Shadow Legends.
Yeah,
that's a big one right now.
So I was like, I'll try it out, whatever. It's fine. Like, it does what it needs to do.
There's one that was really popular. I think those dudes that do those really funny dark cartoons, they do ads for them all the time.
Yeah, like it's fine. It has some customizables. Like it's like, generic Dungeons and Dragons. Like it.
I can't get into mobile games.
And so I was like, I have it on my laptop because I need to be able to do it on my laptop.
Oh.
People can see. So I'm like, yeah, it does its job. Like it lets me soak up time, but like you said, it's very grab and go. Like I don't need to get serious with it.
Yeah.
It's not Dungeons and Dragons. I don't need to be a level 92 cum mage or whatever. I don't know, whatever the things are.
Yeah, I don't know how you would get into it. Like, there's nothing that draws me to the new PS5. It'd have to be something I really, really want. And honestly, dude, if I can wait, I might wait till the PS5 Slim comes out to see what that looks like.
It's pretty big, man. It looks like your shutters right here.
It's gonna be big, dude. And like, don't get me wrong, the PS4 Slim kind of sucks. I didn't like it. I like the original better.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we'll see what the PS5 Slim's gonna look like.
Oh, you know what I bought off? I was gonna buy off eBay, but I ended up getting them off of Wish. Oh, man, I'm crazy.
How you tired, dog? How you tired?
Work it up.
So my cold brew, I've been not taking coffee for a while, so I got a stack of it.
No,
storage. Can't be taking that with my Oxy, dog. I'm on that Oxy.
Let me drive everywhere. I can drive to Nebraska.
I'm like, I got this right now. I don't understand. We'll talk about my surgery later. Continue.
No, I bought the little. I was gonna get them from eBay, but I didn't want to pay that much, so I got them from Wish.
What were they?
Some other stuff. They're the little feet for the PlayStation.
Like, so it lifts it up.
Yeah, so it lifts it up.
There's a lot of people that have a 3D version of that. You can just buy the buy the digital download, and then you can just have a 3D company that prints them for you. I don't know how cheap they were on Wish. Probably very cheap, right? Like 2 cents.
Yeah, they're like
free. You just pay shipping.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So, and then also on Wish, I told my dad I got him one. You see that little ball that you put on your head, this little headband, and it has a little ball, and you punch it.
Oh yeah, for striking practice.
Yeah, I got one of those. I got one for my dad.
That's hilarious.
Because I was like, I can't just sit here all day doing Zoom. Like when we do breaks, I need something to get the blood moving.
You gotta put a little punching bag in your room, dude. Put a little.
Just like I was telling you when I was on Zoom, completely not paying any attention to what these mutants were saying. I was looking around. I was just like, I got a lot of shit in this room.
You got a lot of stuff, dude. You got a lot of pops, and luckily your pops are out of the way. Like they're up on the top, like a few inches off of the top right, but their top roof line. But dude, the other day Ralph Boski sent me a video because it was the unboxing of the thing I made for them or whatever, and dude.
He has a lot.
His wife was like bringing the box over to him, and they had to move stuff out of the door entryway for her to get in. And there's like pops everywhere, like craziness. Boski, you need to stop. You need to stop. There's a limit. You need to stop. Your house is 35% more flammable because of all the plastic you have in there now.
He has a little bit.
It's crazy, dude.
He has a little bit, man.
It's crazy.
He has a few.
He's got quite a few.
100. It's fine. It's fine.
That's why I'm like slowly not buying. Like I haven't bought any World collectible figures in a while, and I haven't bought a.
They look like shit. That's why. They look like I drew them.
The new ones aren't very good, to be honest.
They look like I drew the eyes on them.
That Rona's affecting everything, man. Even China's quality control.
Speaking of, I took like 3 weeks ago when I took my mutant out. I was like, went to Target and they had a World collectible figure, but it was halfway open. Or it was like completely open, and I was
like, I opened up the rest.
No, it was the only one there. It was just right there because it was open. It was like half price, and I was like,
what was it?
And I was like, I'm not gonna ruin the game. I want to be. It's half price. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take whatever it is. It's half price. It's fine. I'm not gonna look at it. And so I'm walking around with my mutant's talking. I'm ignoring the fuck out of him because I don't like this guy, and so. He's just talking about something. I'm like, yeah. Whatever. Your mom. Yeah, your mom. You do your mom. Whatever. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Whatever. Yeah. Go back to Nebraska. Yeah. You like corn. Okay. Whatever. And I'm looking at the box, and I'm like, cool. Beers would be awesome to have. Yeah. This Vegeta. I have another Goku. I got like 10 Gokus. It's cool. I'm looking at it. It's Gohan on there. Not the cool Gohan, it's the useless Gohan, where he's like a teacher, or he's like the student.
Yeah.
Or like, he's like the teacher one, where he's like just a nerd, and he can't do anything. He gets tired from flying. He's just sweating from flying, and I'm like, I bet you it's Gohan. And I walk around a little bit more. I'm like, fuck, it's Gohan, ain't it? That's why I left it here. I go, I can't walk out of the store if it's Gohan. I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be so mad. So I opened it up and I looked at it. I go, motherfucker, it's Gohan.
Yeah, of course. I
just put it back where I found it. I'm like, I don't care. I'm not taking this. I don't want Gohan.
How much was it for? Like $7?
It was $7. Yeah.
Not for $7.
No, I was like, no.
Yeah, give that to me for three or less.
Yeah, I was like, I don't want Gohan.
Shitty Gohan.
What is this?
Did you see this, by the way, dude? Did you see Max's video? He was talking about this. They're gonna come out with Marvel vs. Capcom arcades. Those little mini arcades.
I saw, but I didn't watch it.
And I guess it's like there's 6 games in this arcade. I don't even remember there being that many Marvel vs. Capcom oriented games. But there's like Marvel vs. X-Men, I think. And
Marvel vs. X-Men used to have at Rolero. I used to play that all the time.
Dude, have you seen Rolero?
it's like a shoe shack now, isn't it?
Well, they all burned down except for like the entrance area.
Yeah.
And that's still there for no reason at all.
It's gotta remember, we gotta go by there once we're good to go. Once you're good to go and travel places, we gotta get a 40 and just pour it out right there. Be like,
it's out of respect, right?
Yeah. My buddy, when he was working with us, he don't work with us anymore, but so we're all screwing around because when we all worked together, we were all screwing around in there. Cause we had like a good 30 minutes to prep for the day.
Yeah.
And by prep, I mean we screwed around, and got to you got to prep for your day. Some people plan their day when they go to work, right?
You just improvise.
We improvised and screwed around and just told jokes, and so our manager comes in and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" And we just grab papers and shit. We're like,
looking at these
schedules,
reports.
Yeah, and I'm like, the
weenus is off.
Exactly. I'm like, and he's calling parents about stuff, and he's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
He's like, parents love me.
Yeah. And so he's like, yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, something like that. And she's like, okay. She's like, well, there's a bowling tournament today. And we're like, okay, that's cool. She's like, yeah, well, some of our members, they call them members. She's like, some of our members are in it. We're like, okay, yeah, that's why they come to this program. Yeah, I'm sure you should take them. So, all right, go. How does that include us? Like, what is? I don't care what they do. Take them. That's less people I got to worry about. All right, go. She's like, no, well, the person who was supposed to go called out sick. I'm like, dang, that sucks for the people who are going to a bowling tournament. I don't understand what you're doing here. We're busy. You see us with this paperwork?
The weenus. You balance the weenus.
Yeah, we got to you can't have an overflowed weenus, It's going to get too hard. So she's like, no, I need one of you to go. She's like, figure out it amongst yourself. I'm like, we're staring at each other. I'm like, not it. And they're like, we hate you, Ruben. I'm like,
hey, man.
I'm like, hey,
you should have said not it.
You should have said not it first. So they're discussing amongst themselves. I'm like, look, I'll give you guys one. I never go on these things because I hate people. I'm not a people person. But I never go on these trips. I'll go. I go, where's the bowling thing at? She's like, 67th Avenue and Thomas. I go, not it.
You're like, I grew up there. I'm not going back.
Yeah, I'm like, no, I spent all my life trying to get out. I'm not going back. She's like, we're paying. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm not going back there.
You're like, you're going to be insuring my car if it disappears.
Yeah, I'm like, and so the buddy of mine was like, yeah, I guess I'll go. He's like, I live down there. What's another day?
He's like, I guess.
He's like, I guess. Which is funny because my two buddies actually lived very close in that area. So I guess that's why we're all friends, because we actually lived in the area.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You didn't go to school with us?
No, they're a little bit older, but they actually lived. One went to Carl Hayden, and I think the other one went to one of the other girls' schools around there too.
Carl Hayden's a drive from where we were, though.
It's a little bit, yeah. But I mean, hey, same ghetto area. So, yeah. And then the one dude who actually ended up going to a bowling tournament. He actually went to Tulsa, not with us, but like 10 years before us.
Wow.
So it's crazy, but yeah. So I was like, "Hey man, you got your bulletproof vest?" He's like, "Shut up." He's like, "I'm taking one from a team." I'm like, "You're gonna take a bunch of bullets for a team. Is what you're gonna do."
What do you have to do when they go have a bowling tournament? Do you coordinate the tournament? Or you just make sure they throw bowling balls at each other?
I guess the Special Olympics has it set up, like the actual Special Olympics, like organization of Arizona, has it set up.
The Arizona Special Olympics decides to meet at the 67th and Thomas Bowling Alley.
Yeah.
Yo, there's other ones around.
That's what I said.
What the heck is that?
Oh, is my package finally here?
What'd you order?
It'd be great.
What'd you
car
order?
parts.
Car parts?
Mm-hmm.
What car parts? Finally ordered that turbo for your car?
Yeah, that's right.
Should've gotten the turbo version, dog.
Good. I'm glad to finally came. Jeez, it only took forever.
Hey, man, at least it wasn't the thing from Russia that I ordered. It took literally 2 months to get
finally
in.
it?
Yeah, I'll show it to you right now after this.
Bro.
And they're literally giving you minute by minute updates, huh?
Yeah, they're like, he's walking.
It's like down the street. We're now on 35th Avenue.
No,
on
37th he's
Avenue.
like, it's invalid number.
What, your address? So like, this address doesn't exist. I'm just going to keep this.
Yeah.
What is this again? Meth?
I'll have to email that place.
Resell this for parts?
So yeah, well, the Special Olympics place is down in that area. Yeah.
Man.
So I guess they have just like all the different special people companies, and they just all meet down there. And by tournament, they just let these people bowl for 6 hours. That's all they do.
They're probably really good though, right? Like if you can get a special person to focus on a sport, they're probably really good.
Yeah, they're gonna whoop your ass.
Yeah.
If you're like, hey, come here, Luke, I bet I can whoop your ass.
Yeah.
No,
like doing perfect 3-0. What is it? 305 or 301 or whatever?
They're bowling 300s. They're like bowling 200s. They're gonna whoop your ass. Just like if you get some of the dudes who are doing powerlifting, and just Joe Small's like, I bet I'm stronger than this goof. No, you're not. First thing. First thing. Special people are already stronger than you. I already proven that fact. I got science.
Like from the get-go.
Yeah, from the get-go. I got science that backs that up. And now we trained him to be strong and lift heavy objects.
You're screwed.
You're screwed, dude.
You're screwed. It's over.
He's just pushing cars over. It's like a mini Hulk. And you're over here just, oh, I'm stronger. No, you're not. Shut up. Sit down.
It is kind of crazy though. You'll see like handicapped people that do powerlifting or weightlifting a certain way. Like you'll see some people that are, I think, like handicapped from the waist down, and they do bench press, and they're just hella strong. Like they're doing like hundreds of pounds, and you're like, literally all the strength that you would have had in your lower body just went to that upper body.
Right.
Just
that's what I'm saying.
I guess just years of just doing like presses with pressing your wheel as you roll down the street. You're moving your wheels with your arms. Just strength. Yeah, man. Consistent.
Now some of the stuff I'm not sure about, like basketball. I'm not sure if they're too good at that, but bowling, they are really good at that.
Well, bowling seems like a sport of just being able to be consistent in the way you throw it every single time.
Yeah, so
because anybody can get one strike, but the question is, can you do that exact same movement over and over and over to do that strike over and over?
Golf is another one where they're really good at too.
Golf is so boring. Golf, like I would be the Billy Madison of golf, where I'm just trying to like shoot it as far as I can. Afterwards, I'm like, sticks. I'm done.
You're getting tennis rackets.
Yeah, man.
Just everything.
That's baseball the only reason to go golfing.
Yeah, man. So, whoop, crap. Yeah, so that's that story. He came back. I was like, how was it? He was like, it was terrible.
He's like, I saw somebody get stabbed.
He's like,
in front of me.
He's like, there's so many companies there.
Companies?
Yeah, he calls them companies because all the different like special companies.
Oh, they go there.
Yeah,
they have sponsors. I was like,
he's like, there's so many.
I was like, what is it? Bang energy drink is over there. Just
so many groups there. He's like, there's at least 30 companies there. I was like,
they ran out the whole thing.
Yeah,
what happened to that social distancing thing? That went out the window.
Well, this was like a year ago.
Oh,
I was like, well, like, did you guys all fit in there? He's like, no, we didn't all fit in there.
Oh.
If you remember that bowling alley that's right there,
yeah,
it's kind of small.
Hey, what's the deal with here? We have to wear masks in the coming week.
Yeah,
everywhere,
son.
Even driving.
No, dumbass, you don't got to wear it when you're driving.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
How can you? Why would you wear it in your own vehicle?
People say things. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I should have ordered that mask from Etsy when I told you about it.
Oh, I gotta order some right now, so I can, have them. But yeah, you gotta wear them.
I want to get that. I want to get that Red Hood Oni mask and just wear that around.
Sure, you should wear a full mask.
Just like a full helmet.
What you gotta do is just one day be like, oh man, I forgot it. Just have a white pillow sheet and just be like,
oh jeez. this would be the wrong time to do that. That joke. You're going to get stabbed or worse.
Wear a pink one for equality.
I'm so vigilant against racism, then I'm
All
choosing
the
to
racism.
redirect racism into a positive.
I don't want the racism. I don't like it. It offends me. It offends me severely. Oh, but yeah, man. I was telling you earlier about our new thing, the stock market. Son, I'm in the stock market game.
You start investing money.
Mm-hmm. I have.
Well, how you gonna find the proper stocks for you to invest in?
It's a lot of research, and by a lot of research, I mean at least 3 hours of research I did.
And what are you investing in?
There's one company in China that does experimental technology on people. I think you heard of it. It's like the Umbrella Corporation.
You're like, I'm investing a lot of money in them. You're like, if I invest 10%, they give me the vaccine for anything that comes out.
Yeah. So, no, but it's a company. They do like medical stuff. And then another one that does one my buddy was telling me about, which I was like, that seems like a good idea given the market right now. It's called Urban something. I guess they're a black-owned company. Black people-owned company. I don't want to say a black company. That just sounds kind of shady. A black-owned company that does like radio sponsorships and stuff. Something like that. Telecommunications or something like that. So I was like, all right. And that stock went up today. So I was like, all right, let's go.
So how do you do it? You have like an app that does it for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the app.
I can't imagine you're just walking your money down the street. And you're like, I'd like to invest in your company. Here's my money.
Like they did back in the day. They just hold the money up. They're like, I want this one. No. So yeah, the app tells you, like, gives you everything.
I think Boski does something like that because I think he says he puts a couple bucks here and there on pops, like not buying pops.
It's like, yeah, I know that's a problem.
No, on
we just talked about
on
that.
Pop stock.
Oh,
whatever that company is. Is it Pops? Funko. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna blame that stupid inability to pick up that name on my Oxy.
You're like, ooh, what's
So what's that called?
What's Oxy? A Funko? Can I bang one?
Oh, is it squishy?
It can be if you want it to be. But yeah, man. So that's what we're doing.
There you go, dog. It's good that you invest some money into some stuff and not just stuff that just sits in your room all day.
No, man. I put some money in there, and I put 100 because I had 100 for it, and I was like, I'm gonna put 100. But then I was like, you know what? I probably don't need the whole 100, so I only put 30 in there.
On one company or both companies?
No, on like all the companies I did.
Oh, okay.
So I got $30 in there, and we'll see what $30 goes. Because I'm not gonna. My buddy went full cock in there. He's like, I got $100 on this stock and $100. I was like, whoa, okay.
You know what you should do? What we should do, because we're semi-invested, is dropping some money on some fights. We can probably make some good money if we pick the right fights at the right time. You can't pick like the main fights because those are always shit shows. But like if you pick some of the undercard stuff, you could probably make some money. Mm-hmm. Like that one time that Donald Cerrone beat up that kid that nobody thought he was going to beat up. He's just like that time Cerrone beat up Mike Perry. Remember nobody thinking Mike Perry was going to win? Those is when you pick up some cash. Or like if you would have bet Gaethje versus Ferguson, dude, you'd have picked some cash.
Yeah, you would have.
Amanda Nunes versus Cyborg, cash. Those are the big name ones. But my whole point is that we watch this stuff enough. We should probably find an easy way to just bet on a couple here and there.
We can make a good
make a couple bucks here and there, you know what I'm saying? Pay for the Japan trip once we can go back to Japan without dying.
Yeah, you can never go.
Think
back,
so?
Son. It's over.
Think it's over?
It's over, son. You just had to do a virtual trip.
How long until that's a thing? Or you just have like a VR mask on and you're just like walking around?
It's like...
But I want like an exaggerated Japan. Like I want it to be like me popping into an anime.
Just get any... One Punch Man was...
Dude, One Punch Man is terrible. Terrible. One Punch Man is for like the people that want to dip their toe into anime. Where they're like, I don't know if I like anime. What's a good one to start with? Try that one.
I guess.
It's not good. In fact, it's so not good because people have been hyping this for so long for me.
Yeah.
It's so not good that I'm willing to try One Piece now because it can't be any worse. It can't be any worse. One Punch Man is... I laughed about 5 times in those 12 episodes or whatever.
I saw the first episode, and I was like, this kind of... I didn't laugh, but I kind of chuckled. I was like, I see what you did there.
You chuckle, yeah.
I see what you did there.
And at first I'm like, all right, man, how long can they keep this like gimmick going that he can literally murk everybody with one punch? I was done with it after like episode 2. Because the problem is like literally no dude can beat him. No dude. And even when a dude comes up and you're just like, damn, that dude's a badass. How's he going to kick that dude's ass? He still just beats him with one punch. And you're just like, well, okay, well, there goes all the mystery. Here goes all the mystery. It's like, there's no point. What's the point? What's the point?
Apparently that's what the point is that he's so strong.
Yeah, like he's trying to find a challenge.
Yeah, but I'm like, also, at any point, any of these people can be a challenge. Because, like, some dude from space is coming down and you're telling me that's not a challenge.
Well, he's like killing things that are like skyscraper heights. Yeah, it's like it's just, the whole thing's weird. And like, have you gotten to the episode where he talks about how he got that good?
No, he said he just did like 30 or 100.
He does like 100 push-ups and 100 bodyweight squats, and he runs like X amount of miles a day, and that's his training, and he's gotten super strong.
Yeah, I was like,
I get what I get what the funniness of it is, because it's so outrageous, and that's what anime is, but it's just not that good. I had people selling me on it. They're like, "Oh, you like Dragon Ball? Huh? Like, you should really see One Punch Man." And I feel insulted that anybody ever brought that up.
Dude, that's how I always felt, and I was like, I'll watch it, and then I watched the first episode, and I was like, okay. I see what you. Good, it's like I see what you. You know when you tell a joke, you're like, I see what you did there.
Yeah, it's like that.
I'm not gonna laugh. I get it. It's not funny.
It's not good.
But I see what you did there.
Don't get me wrong. If you want to dip your toe in anime, it's kind of worth it. But honestly, dude,
watch Naruto if you want to dip your...
Watch a regular anime and you'll have far more fun.
Mainstream Naruto. Like, I'm not telling you to watch Fate Zero. Like, that's a hardcore anime.
That's a hardcore anime. Yeah.
Watch Naruto.
It's just not a good anime because you're not getting a lot of it. Like, you're getting some of the quirkiness of the way they do things.
The first episode was kind of, I will say, it was kind of funny because he was asleep, and then he had that dream where those like mole monsters come out, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight these," and he was fighting it, and then when he woke up, and he's like, "Oh shit, that was just a dream," and then he looks outside, and he's like, "Oh, they're gonna be here." And then it's just like a little like potato monster from the underground. I was like, okay, that was kind of funny.
Yeah, like there's got the feel of an anime, but honestly, after watching it, it feels like a regular show. Like it feels like an American-made anime.
Yeah, definitely.
You got to see. Have you seen Seven Deadly Sins?
Mm-mm,
you got to see that one. That was pretty good. That one's more anime than that one. But I assume they were both like American-made animes.
Yeah, I hear Seven Deadly Sins is good. Speaking of Fate Zero, Netflix apparently is doing a series where King Arthur is a girl, and I was like, oh,
not connected to the Fate series.
Yeah, see, that's your first.
When you said that, I was like, isn't he a girl in Fate? But,
yeah,
but you mean like it's not connected to that show?
Yeah, see, that's what everybody on the comments. The first comment on that, because I don't know, I follow some website that was like, oh, Netflix is doing a take on King Arthur where it's a girl. The first comment was literally like, Fate Zero already did this. Like, this already happened. This isn't anything. And that Fate Zero is like a 10-year-old anime. Like, this isn't anything new.
I just don't understand where that comes from.
That's a game from like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing. It's been a thing.
I just don't understand where that comes from, because if you're not doing it for the anime, which Japanese culture is already notorious for switching genders on people, so that's common in Japanese culture in anime. But to do it like an American show, like, what's the purpose of that? Are we doing this whole female empowerment thing again, where they're like switching all the sexes and stuff like they did with Marvel a few years ago?
I guess. Remember how that didn't last long?
It's terrible.
It was stupid.
It's terrible. Female Iron Man, female Thor. What were the other ones? There was essentially a point where there was all female like Avengers kind of thing.
Oh, female Wolverine.
female Wolverine. That's right. That's right.
I know that was a thing already. I don't know why we had to make it more of a thing.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And they were just, the characters just weren't, I had that rant before. It's like, it doesn't make sense that you would make female versions of male characters, because you should just empower the female characters to be as badass as the original characters. There's no reason why you should be taking, quote unquote, the power from the man to give it to the female. Why don't you just make really cool female characters?
And see, I'll give you the perfect example of that. I bet you when you watch Phase Zero, you never even question. You're like, yeah, King Arthur is a girl. We weren't even like, how dare they do that? You're just like, yeah, okay.
I was used to it because there's a lot of animes where they bring like make female characters in the male characters. Like I always tell you, like they always make Musashi a female for some reason. In every freaking anime, it's like Musashi's a female. I'm like,
there's nothing better than a big tit Musashi.
I'm like, Musashi is a literal historical character, a male historical character. But I'm like, whatever.
But
Miyamoto Musashi sells, right?
Sells.
That's what they did in Samurai Bride. That was another anime where it was like, it's all the females are like warriors, and they're based on Japanese historically accurate like samurai and generals, but they're all like females, great proportions.
Got to be.
Like, because anime.
Would you rather see that or a historically accurate anime with dudes with big schlongs?
If I had the choice, right.
Just like big schlong.
Ew. I'm like, I want the accuracy.
How does this help the story? It doesn't.
You're like, but when tits are involved, that definitely increases. Oh, jeez. Helps retain the knowledge.
It's like, oh, we gotta sneak into this camp. I hope my big dick don't interfere. It's like, my big dick hit the trip wire.
Like Nebby walking around like a weirdo. That's funny. I mean, that happens in anime though, right? Like the chicks, just their boobs or something just trips off the alarm. And just like, but normally we just look at that and we're like, ha 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 ha, that's funny. But now you put it in this context and people are like, what?
Yeah, man. You don't want the large
weirdos?
member scraping the wall. It's like,
it's like a metal on metal sound.
Yeah,
You're like,
it's like,
why does it sound like two swords sharpening each other?
Yeah, that's nasty.
Gross.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's nasty.
Oh, dude,
disgusting.
I had surgery the other day.
No,
I gotta tell you about that.
Surprise, man. I was like, what? I'm like, he's gonna die.
There's a point in me where I was like, man, and I think when I was sitting there, so first of all, like I check in, right? It was a last minute thing, and I literally went from work there, and I was like, I'm overdressed for this, because they give you a bag to put all your stuff in, and so you go check in, you do the whole thing, you go to the back, and you're just in a room with a bunch of people. There's a curtain. They close the curtain. They're like, all right, take off your clothes and put this robe on. And I was like, how much of my clothes am I taking off? Am I taking off everything? I'm like, I'm gonna assume you want everything taken off. And I'm like, all right. So and then they're like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, you can come in. And I was like, whatever, I don't give a shit.
They're like, wow, that's a big swing.
You're like, wow, sir, good for you.
Are we doing surgery on that?
I'm like, yeah, you're
taking off a tip of it to put on the tip of my finger. Sir, the circumference of that won't fit on your finger.
Dude,
it'll look like the bandage right now.
Dude, that's pretty hilarious. I almost got to take a picture of this and put it on my Instagram so people know what we're talking about. That's hilarious. Look at this.
So we can't in good conscience do that to the female public.
Can you imagine if like one of your digits instead of a nail
looks like a kielbasa?
Dude, can you imagine if one of your fingertips is just a schlong?
Dude, that's horrible.
Can you imagine that? You flip somebody off.
It looks like a Taco Bell burrito on the end of your fingertip, sir. No.
Oh, that's pretty bad, man. That's also gross. They're like, oh.
It looks like two churros put together.
So anyways, so you go back there and they're like, I'm sitting there, dude. And that's when it really hit me. I was just like, man, I can't believe how much time and energy this stupid mistake is costing me. Not just that, also money, by the way. Mm-hmm. Also money. But I've yet to get a couple bills. I'm sure those are going to be fun.
I gave them the alias Rick Sanchez.
I'm like, the Dick O'Reilly is here for surgery. They're like, what? The Dick O'Reilly is here for surgery. Sir, is that your first or last name? Both.
Listen, Dick, middle name O, last name Rye.
You're like, that's what I go by on my alias on the hub. So anyway, so I go back there, and then I'm like, I get dressed or whatever, and then I'm just sitting there waiting, and I'm like, this is when it really kicked in, when I was like, this is stupid, man, this is a dumb mistake. And then I'm like sitting there, and then I fell asleep.
Wow.
I fell asleep. I was like, man, I'm gonna take a nap. And at some point the surgeon comes in, he's like, hey man, you good? I was like, yeah, I'm good, I'm just taking a nap. And then at some point they like wheel me back, which, by the way, the anesthesiologist was like a used car salesman. Like, he was like the slimiest dude ever. He was just like trying to sell me on whether or not I wanted the stuff that just numbs up my hand and just kind of loosens me up a little bit, or if I want the stuff that puts me out. And he was really trying to sell me on the stuff that puts me out. And I was like, I'll let him kind of decide what he wants to do. I don't care either way. So I to this day, I still don't know what he used. I think he just put me out. Mm-hmm. But I feel like they can charge more for the putting me out completely versus then just, slightly anesthetizing my hand and then me looking away as they take like a belt sander to my same finger. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's horrible. You should have been like, no, put me out.
I don't know what they did. I'm sure they put me out. But
he's like, put you out. I need the room for 5 minutes.
Ew. All right. I'm like, why do I feel this grip strength on me for some reason?
They say your churro fingers.
Oh, disgusting. No, but the dude was just slimy in the way he was trying to, like, used car salesmen are always like, we should get the extended warranty. The extended warranty is a way to go. It's just, he's doing that kind of thing with the options.
Do you want the gas?
Ugh.
Why are you making predator noises? That's how I talk.
It's like I have a breathing murmur. But they take me to the back. At some point, everybody checks in. I'm good to go. And they just wheel me to the back. When I got wheeled to the back, dude, that's when it really started hitting me. I was like, this is so fucking dumb. I can't believe this mistake just cost me so much time and energy. And then I got to go under surgery. And I just remember the anesthesiologist in the back, and I'm kind of like, I need to keep an eye on this weirdo. And then the chick's like, setting me up on the table. And she's like, oh, sit over here and lean your hand out here. And then she just puts this little thingy on my face. She's like, breathe in. It's just oxygen. I don't think it was just oxygen. But she's like, they hooked up the anesthesia to my IV. And then she's just like, breathe in this oxygen. I don't think it was oxygen. I think that's just something they do to relax you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I just remember taking like a good 2-3 deep breaths of it. And you literally are out. Like, it was like I was talking to you right now. And then if somebody just puts pause on my brain and then just press play, and I'm like sitting in a bed again, like outside in the same area I was prepping for it. It's crazy. It's crazy how easily a drug can just pow out, like nothing, like no transition. Like, when you're falling asleep and you're like your eyes are closing, and you're like nodding off. You're like, no, I'm cool. I'm still watching this dad educate his 2 daughters. No, right? You know what I mean? It's like you just kind of know that you zone out, and then your head flops, and especially me, because gravity has a bigger toll on my head. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, whoa, and I'm like, oh no, wait, I'm still awake, right? None of that. It was just click, done. You woke up. It's crazy. And then by the time I woke up, I must have been pretty good, because I felt pretty good. Like, I wasn't. People are like always like, oh, you're gonna be goofy or laugh. I didn't get any of that. I was just like, can I just go home now? And then that was it, dog. That was it.
Okay, so it's just an outpatient procedure?
It was outpatient surgery, but it wasn't inpatient, so I didn't have to stay in the hospital. Mm. It was outpatient surgery. They literally went in there, put me under, wheel me back, put me under, and I'm sure they just sliced it open, took a Ryobi belt sander and just grind a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how they catch all the not fibers, but all the dust from gathering everywhere, but they just sand it, and I think they just fold it back and just put a couple stitches in there and good to go. And then the first day I was like, dude, I don't feel any pain, I'm good. Also, they injected my hand with something that was like bloated, and it was like numb for like the full day. And then I was like, I think I'm gonna be good, man, because like the whole time that I literally had a piece of my finger missing, I took no painkillers. Except one night, because I was like, what if I have pain in the night? I want to sleep. But ever since then, I took nothing because I didn't feel anything. But I'll tell you what. The next day, after whatever was in my hand wore out, that pain was kicking. Boy, that pain was kicking. I had to go to, and then of course they prescribed my stuff like way across town. So I had to drive all the way over there, get that stuff, and then take it. And they gave me oxycodone or I think it's oxycodone. But they gave me such a small, dude, they are so anxious about that stuff now. They're so precautious. No.
Mm-hmm.
They take huge precautions that they only gave me like 5 mils. I'm like, 5 mils? That's barely enough to form a pill. It's tiny little pills. And so, yeah, I've been taking those. And I mean, I don't understand why people get into those. I feel like
because they only give you 5. Normally they give like higher doses.
Maybe
so
that's
why. They really
why.
want to just make sure they take your pain.
Maybe that's what it is.
You don't want to see like Goku sparring with you. You're like, hey.
You're like, let's light sparring, Goku, just light today. I'm trying to heal up my hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Because like, I don't understand why people get into them. Because it literally is just basically dull the pain away. And that's it. Like, I mean, every once in a while I get a little drowsy where I'm like, I need to take a nap. Like, I'm taking a lot of naps lately. I never take naps. But besides that, I was expecting to be all like, man, remember that one time that you and I went to outer space and we defended the planet from those killer bugs? Remember that? It's
like
crazy.
That's just Starship Troopers. You're like, no,
man, we did that.
That was me. That was me.
That was me and you, man. Remember there's that alien bug? And we had our friend Andy, who was like the smart guy who could speak to it. Remember that?
There's that one topless chick, and then we banged her probably.
In the shower, remember?
Or something like that.
Communal showers. Don't you remember that?
Communal showers, awesome.
Remember Rebecca Romaine Stamos was there? Remember that? You remember that?
It was awesome. It was good times.
Good times.
Then everybody died painfully.
Those are good. The cartoon, well, it wasn't a cartoon. It was like a 3D cartoon, right? Whatever. That was far better than the movies, but it was still worth watching.
Yeah, sure was. It was good.
The movies are good. But anyways, that was my surgery story. Now I'm just waiting, dog. My big old thumb or my big old index. Is it index? No, that's the index. What's the middle finger?
Pointer.
No, maybe that's the point. Anyways, long story short, my middle finger, my flip-off finger, is healing. And I guess I just have an appointment in a few more, about a week. A week. And then I got to go in there and they're going to take off the bandages and I would imagine remove some stitches.
You're like, oh.
And then I'm going to send you some gruesome pictures and be like, look what the finger looks like, dog. Look what it looks like. Look what it looks like. I'm curious though, because I've been getting some feeling around like my nail area. And I'm curious. I have a feeling that they might have just ripped that nail out. Because if you think about it, right? You saw the pictures, right? I mean, it just nicely just skimmed off that nail.
They might have, man. I mean, you'll grow a new nail.
I'll grow a new nail, but my whole point is that, like, they would have had to probably chop off some of that nail in order to, when you flip that skin over, to sew it. Because what are you going to sew it to? You can't sew it to the nail.
Maybe they sewed it to the nail.
You can't sew it to the nail.
Maybe they melted it to the nail.
No, I would imagine that they probably had to rip some of that nail out. Right, from my understanding is like, you know, the nail you could see at the very bottom of your finger there. The nail keeps going further back, and that's like the bed of the nail. See, this is why we're on the science section of the podcast. Right. So there's further nail in there. That's the bed. So as long as you don't damage that, your nail will continue to grow. So what they probably did is that all the visible stuff, they probably just chopped it and ripped it out. And then what they did is sand that bone down a little bit, take a few mils off, and then just flip it over and then just sew it to the part of the nail they chipped off. That way there's something to grab onto. Because I was thinking, I'm like, if they sand the bone and they flip it over, well, how are they going to stitch that top part of the nail? They can't do that. So I would imagine they took some of the nail off. When they take this off, dude, it's not going to be pretty.
It might be fine.
I mean, it's not going to be pretty for a while until that nail grows back. And then when the nail grows back, depending on how it grows back, like what if it grows back all jacked up? It goes back all sideways.
I say that's going to be the thing, though. So you have to make sure it like is good and doesn't come out like a weird Wolverine claw or something.
It's going to be fascinating to see how this goes. There was a point I almost came this close to posting the picture on Instagram, but then, you saw it and then you were just like, nah, man, you should just not post that on Instagram.
Yeah, you need to throw that away.
Because it's pretty graphic.
It's not good looking, man.
I sent to Boski. He's like, ow, dang, you really messed up your finger. I was like, yeah. Metal blades will do that to our shitty bodies. It's like you think you're tough, and then you start realizing that anything will kill you very easily. Hey. Anything. That's why when people like look at deer and then they're just like, oh yeah, deer are just these soft little animals. I'm like, dude, if a deer comes at you with those antlers, you're screwed. 100%. Because I don't care if they shed those things once a year. Those things are going to poke you like skewers and a Kobayashi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's crazy. So, note to self, be far more careful with power tools.
Speaking of, I'm playing that game Horizon after it finally downloaded.
Oh, yeah. How is that? The first one, right? Well, the second one hasn't come out yet.
And
I always wanted to play that one.
And, it has metal deers and metal animals and stuff. Interesting, because those metal animals just whoop your ass real bad.
Yeah. What?
It's like they're 1, animals. 2, made out of metal. 3, it's like you're a fleshy person who can't really do much.
That's why
you're a fleshy person.
That's why I never understood why Mecha Godzilla even ever lost to regular Godzilla. You would think he just would whip regular Godzilla.
Because regular Godzilla don't give a fuck.
Regular Godzilla's a boss.
That's right.
Yeah, it's that looked like a good game because it was a fun kind of like a venture kind of open world thing, right?
Yeah, the only thing I don't like so far is the combat of how you fight these animals.
It's very what's that really, really dark game? Something in the Colossus Shadow. Is it very like Shadow of the Colossus?
Kind of how you gotta sneak around like that.
Yeah, and you get like weak points on the animals and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just I don't get enough time with the games. Like I wish I had times. Remember back when I only remember this. I don't remember it anymore. What it was really like, what it felt like. But you remember when you were like in high school and you were bored?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what that's like. And nowadays, like kids get bored for 2 seconds. I'm like, dude, you have tons of video games. You have phone video games that are constantly free. And you can constantly download them and do as much as you want on them. You got social media. You've got a number of different platforms streaming movies and series all the time. You have YouTube where you can learn shit. You can do and watch dumb shit. You can watch pirated shit. You can watch all kinds of stuff. I don't understand.
You have like 17 different places you can watch porn.
Exactly. And not just like back in the day like you and I, where it was like, oh, let's just wait for a line to load.
No,
it's like, no.
Full blown.
This is HD. This is HD. I just don't understand how people get bored anymore. This Corona thing, like people, I get getting stir crazy. I get it. But go from your video games to YouTube. Go from YouTube to Netflix. From Netflix to go do some push-ups. From push-ups, go to freaking Amazon Prime. From Amazon Prime, go for a run. From a run, come back over here and do bodyweight squats. From there, go back over there and play some more video games. Like, I don't get it. Read a book. Read a book.
Yeah, I was just going to say, on my way over here, and like this week, because, school is technically out now, even though it's been out for a while.
Summer?
Yeah, for summer. See, like a lot of like just high school kids who like just graduated, and like even like kids who were in high school or still in high school, like they don't got shit to do now because they're not in school. Like even when they were in school, like during the school year, like they were doing shit online. Now they're just like out, not doing nothing. Like I went to QT to get some drinks for everybody in my family, and there's just like a bunch of high school kids like hanging around there. I'm like, go fucking do something.
Your neighborhood's gonna get bad because of that. You know that, right?
Yeah, there's like so many schools around there. It's
gonna get crazy.
And then just right now too, when I was leaving, I was like, go do something.
Like those kids have nothing to do, and those areas are gonna be prime for just debauchery.
Yeah, man. So I was like, what the heck, man? Like, go find something to do. Like, obviously besides each other. I mean, I guess you're each other too if you really needed to.
Well, yeah, your area is going to get bad because there's Walmart's there, the QT's there. I mean, you got a lot of stuff. But anyways, that's it, man. Anything you want to let these people know?
Yeah, that's really it.
That's it.
Thanks, son.
It's craziness.
Did a good job.
I don't even know what we talked about. It's always the way it goes.
Random stuff.
All right, we'll see you guys, next Monday?
Yep.
Peace.
Later.